Okay, this next position I want to work on is, this is the one, it's frustrating to watch, cornering some people, and you get these guys that are in this over-under position, and you see them hitting each other on the back of the head, and you're kind of figuring out, well, you know, what are you doing? Besides scoring very minimal points, you're causing no damage. And it just seems like you're wasting energy. So some of the things that I like to do, one, don't waste your energy. If you're going to throw it, make sure it's hard. It hits, it lands, it causes just absolute destruction. They do not want to be there no more. And so I'm going to go into this one. This is my favorite one when you get a guy who really likes to hang out on your arm down here, and or maybe he's pushing you up against the cage. Again, there's no cage, but you know, that's where you see a lot of the fights halted, is when the guy's got this over-under with you and he's down here and he's just pushing you against the cage and there's nothing you can do. Well, I like to, from here, we like to bump them up. And if they're down on the bicep, what we'll do is we'll bump them up and punch. If they're up on the shoulder and they're leaning in, we'll bump him and elbow. And then from there, when we pull back, they face us, we take their back and go from there. So what I'm going to go over is kind of both setups. Especially when I was cornering, there was a fight in Hawaii one time. Sometimes the fighter was down on his bicep. Now he was saying punch, and he could clear it with a shot. Or I'd be, all right, he'd get up on his shoulder, bump it. You want to jump it, almost like you're hopping. Throw that thing. It gets right up in their chin. Pop, and that creates a space. Rip the elbow across. Even if you're not, don't try to aim it. Just throw it straight across. Throw it across. If it doesn't hit, it's going to miss him. He's going to see this elbow going blistering by. Don't try to aim it, because then you get frustrated. Okay, I didn't hit him. It doesn't work. It works. What you want to do when you get in here is you want to bump him really hard, see? Even if you got to drop your hips and bump him up. Make him feel that. Bump him. Boom. Punch. Same thing with your punch. Kind of arc it a little bit. Throw a hook. What you're trying to do, more than anything, this guy now, see, you're carrying his weight. Now you're stuck not only carrying your 160 pounds, but I'm carrying my partner's 190 pounds because he's leaning on me. He's heavy. And I'm not doing anything but, you know, it's not doing anything. What you want to do is the hard, boom, boom. Clear him out of there. Don't let him sit there no more. So again, if he's down on the arm, we come with the punch. We like to bump it up, boom, punch through him. Here, if he's on the shoulder, we're here. If he's up here, I like to keep it right on the ball of his shoulder, and I bump, pivot right off his shoulder. Push. It's almost like I'm pushing the shoulder down so he can't block it, he can't roll with it. Pop him up, boom, pivot. If I can hit him there, that's going to drop hitting him on the chin. So you just want to swing it through as fast as you can. And then from there, just in case, you popped him up, he threw the elbow. Now as you're clearing back, he's coming back in. He wants to lean on you again. Now you throw him by. Okay, because there's that little step. This is that movement I'm talking about, the transition. This is where dirty boxing can be fun, because you set things up one way. Now you're cutting your angles. In boxing, they tell you to cut your angles. Wrestling, you're using your hands to create your angles. Dirty boxing, you're using both. So it's like a perfect mixture for MMA. It's perfect for ultimate fighting, because you're taking a sport like boxing and a sport like wrestling, and you're combining them the best way possible. You're inside here. Now, again, you don't want this guy standing here. I mean, I see people doing foot stomps, whatever. But the most frustrating part is they sit up against the cage, they let this guy stay on him. And it's frustrating to watch this happen, because little things, just a little bump, just created that space. Boom. And then when he turns in, I'm out. Just cut my angle. You know, if I was boxing, I'd be here. And if he threw the punch, same angle. Only, like I said, we're wrestlers, or we're doing both. We're MMA. We're allowed to clinch. Utilize this. Here, bump up, hit, come underneath. There's your angle. If he's on your shoulder, here, pop him up, boom, with the elbow. Here, come underneath. There's your angle. Same thing. I mean, this is what you want to do. Think about this. Do not let this guy weigh on you. I mean, that's the biggest thing. If you go back and watch fights, so many times they sit there and weigh. A little bump, pop, 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 jumping your shoulder right there. Makes it uncomfortable for this guy, so he can't sit on you. Make him work. If he's trying to hug you in the first place, it means he's starting to get tired. Break him down. Put the pressure on him. Don't let him sit there. Boom, boom. Okay? Boom, boom. Whatever you want. Boom, boom. Make this guy work. Do not carry an additional 190 pounds on you when you're fighting. So we're going to go into some real time. I'm going to show you what it looks like. We're going to flow through this. Okay, now we're going to go into another position in a dirty box. It's kind of the over-under, but this is more of an offensive underhook that I like to do because when I'm wrestling and things like that, I really like getting in there and I really like controlling just one arm. I loved having the freedom of controlling one arm being squared out. I don't like really camping out here in the over-under, but that's one of those positions that you find yourself in a lot of times. But what I like to do, if I'm having my way, if fight's going well, I'm getting through, my dirty boxing's on, this is what I like to do. I like to come in, I punch my way in again, but it's a little different this time. I'm not trying to land either punch. I'm trying to fake them both. When I throw the jab, I throw it past his head because the hardest snap down isn't when you're here and you try to snap it down. The hardest snap down is here. Leave a little inch, slap it down. So what I like to do is here, throw it long, pull it, and that's how I take my underhook here, okay? So I'm coming in, I'm throwing this jab past it, snapping, boom. Now I'm here. This is where I wanted to be, here. I come up to the side, forearm. I want his forearm on the side of his head. I don't want to be just my hand. I don't want to be up here. I want the forearm pressed on his head, and I want this locked up into here. Now you're creating this position where you're pinching this arm, holding it again. Told you, I'm a trap holder. I'll hold this trap all day, dig my fingers into his collarbone, whatever I can to make it uncomfortable for him. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to control this arm. I'm going to make him worried about this arm. And from here, we're going to go in, we're going to set up some combinations and some things that I like to do. But we'll go through this one more time with just a setup. Punching your way through. Again, you're coming through, you extend your jab. Just like if you were pulling your hand back, only you hook the head when you do it. See, that makes him come in. Boom. Right into this. Take it high. Because if you don't take it high, he can sag it down. Now he's got, see, he's got you in control. He's making you, so take it high immediately. Almost like hockey fighting. You get up there and you keep control of this right here. Okay, you want to take it high and you want to put that pressure on him again, trying to make it as uncomfortable as possible for him. That's what you're looking to do. So again, we're punching our way through, coming in here, coming back, extend, snap, boom. Right in here, taking it high. I like to roll out, push him on his head with my forearm here, push, boom, creating space, dumping him, keeping him off balance, and from there we're going to work some things. So we'll go in, work just that setup. Again, bite down on your mouthpiece, put your chin down, go in there and get this done. If you go in there hesitating and you go in there scared, it's not going to work. Nothing works. If you hesitate and you don't believe in what you're doing, it's not going to work. That's why you drill these things. And again, find your own variables. Maybe you don't like to punch past. Maybe you want to punch him and then just get up on there. But find your variables. This is just something that I like to do, and it's proven successful for me. Again, if there's a different way that you want to do it, of course do it, but regardless, drill it. You want to get these setups where they're natural. You don't want to think about them. You don't want to be, okay, what setup am I going to do next? You want to just be able to go out there and they just rumble off. So we're going to do a little real time, set up our plum, set up our dirty boxing.